everybody, it's Pixel. Today we're going to be making lamb stew with plums from our Geeky cook, and is inspired by the Hunger Games. For that we're going to need 4 to 6 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 pounds of lamb, 2 onions chopped, 5 cloves of garlic sliced, 6 carrots and 6 ribs of celery chopped, 1.5 cups of dried plums, 28-ounce can of peeled tomatoes, 1 cup of white wine, 1 cup of beef stock, 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped thyme, 2 tablespoons of cumin and paprika, and salt and pepper to how you prefer it. Now you can serve this over wild rice, and you can top it off with some pistachios, which I will be doing. But we better get going. This is going to be fun. Okay, first we will be adding in our lamb to sear into our 2 cups of olive oil. We'll be getting a good brown sear on that before we're moving it back to our bowl. Okay, with our lamb taken out, it's time to add our onions. And our garlic. Let that get a couple minutes, nice color to it, so it's cooked translucent. And a couple minutes later, with our onions cooking up nicely, we'll be adding in our celery and our carrots. And giving them a good 7 to 8 minutes to start cooking up after our vegetables are cooked up for a while. Taking a moment to shake in all of those lovely spices we talked about. After a few moments of those, putting back in our lamb and everything else we haven't added yet. Don't worry about your tomatoes being whole. They will chop up and cook up as time goes on into your stew. Adding in our wine. And last but not least, be adding in our beef stock. And this is going to cook on a nice medium to low heat for a good 2 hours. And I'll be back when it's finished. And after a good 2 hours, it'll be rich and wonderful like this. The only thing left to do is let it sit for a minute or two and try it. Moment of truth is here. It's time to taste it. I really have no expectations for this. I'm hoping the plums get, drowned out a little by the savory in our soup. But we'll see. Well, it's sort of as I expected. Very savory. The plums add a nice little pop of sweetness here or there, but not being overwhelmingly sweet for something that you normally don't want to be sweet, like a stew. And once again, this came from the Geeky Chef cookbook, filled with other fantasy food and recipes that are sure to make you smile about things. And quite honestly, I wasn't sure I was going to like this, as I say most of the times, because the idea of plums and lamb and stew was kind of interesting, but it complements each other very nicely. It's a very tasty, savory dish for some of those cold days, or rainy days like today. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on my lamb and plum stew, you know what to do. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, tell me what you think about it. And I will see you in the next video.